So, hey everyone, here we have Big Bad Bowser, and this thing is huge. And let me just tell you, the pictures you see of this are nothing compared to how big this thing actually is. Like, it actually blew my mind seeing this in hand today. We have Roar, we have Bowser there, Big Bad Bowser just seeing his box. And here's a comparison with a 2.5 Yoshi, just so you can see how big this box is. And then we have a UPC up there, it ends in 74, kind of like 47 in a way reversed. A little bit of free marketing. We have Big Bad Bowser on the side. On this side, we have Bowser looking really cool. Super Mario, very, very, very nice. On the back, we have Roar, and, Bowser's bio and all that good stuff, what he does. And, yeah, very, very cool. You have 15 sounds, 13 poses, or points of articulation. Now, something really interesting is, down here we have the Nintendo logo. And underneath that, I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but it says distributed by Cosco Wholesale Corporation. So I guess they're not really kidding about this being a straight up Costco exclusive, and it goes all around the box. Like, I've never really seen that with a store exclusive. Granted, it could be on every single store exclusive I've owned, and I've just never paid attention to it, but I've never noticed that on like an exclusive to like a company or anything, and it just goes all to the different Costcos around the world. I didn't even know Costco was in this many countries. Like, the box alone is impressive. But taking him out of the box, he is so huge. Like, literally, this is a 12-inch tall, and I honestly think it's bigger than 12 inches, but the details are nice. He's got the scales there, his eyes look good, very much video game Bowser. Looks great. Now, we heard that this was going to reuse parts from the movie, but I can't see anything from movie Bowser on here. And as you can see, it's pretty cool. He does have a texture on him, but his hands turn. Now, he is kind of like a function figure where you kind of move things and his arms move. But I personally like that because as big as this thing is, like over time, his arms would just be loose. But all the joints are ratcheted like as knees, so he stays up well. When you press this, it makes sounds and it activates stumping noises, and it does it on both feet. And honestly, it's one of the funnest parts of this toy. And same way with this, you can kind of move him around, you get some sounds in there. That's what the inside of his mouth looks like. Now, I initially thought this was going to breathe fire like the movie one with the steam. This one doesn't do that, and while I was a little disappointed, honestly, as big as this thing is, I don't know if I really want this breathing out steam. But yeah, the hair's slicked, it looks nice. The shell is like a lot like the movie one. You take it off, so it's kind of rubbery, but pulling these two things, these two spikes on the back here will allow his arms to move up and down and his mouth to open as well. And basically, it's almost like a rock'em sock'em robot, kind of like, they kind of both do the same thing, but it is really cool, and it's a fun way of activating like his features while at the same time not like slapping a giant red button on him. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't stand out. It's very nice, and it's not like super obvious. Now over here, most of these just do nothing, but this one here does activate sounds, which we'll go through in a minute there. And there's his tail as well. And these two buttons here are how you take the shell off and to replace the batteries and stuff. It's very similar to that Bowser that breathes fire, the smaller one. But yeah, now in order to actually get his light up features to work, you have to kind of put him in this position. This is how I have to hold his head. And it's the only feature that I'm not super crazy about, but then again, this is a play feature, and this will be a lot easier like when you're just like not filming a video while you do this. But yeah, I wish you could activate this without him having to be like in that position, but it's really hard to get it to kind of do that where it's actually like breathing the fire while also getting it to show up. But as you can see, it's very cool. So I wish you could just press the button, but the flame is really nice, and it's super bright, and it does actually look like fire. Like, it's a very nice substitute to not actually having steam, and it's got a little bit of clear in it, so it actually does look like it's breathing. So let's do some size comparisons. Here's a 2.5-inch Jakk'S Bowser. Here's the 6-inch Jakk'S Bowser. And as you can see, he's so much bigger than that. Here is the movie Bowser, which was the biggest Bowser that I owned prior to getting this one. And he just makes all three of those look incredibly small. So that's pretty cool. And like I said, no reuse on parts there. I know that it was rumored to have reuse parts, but no, there's literally nothing that I can see. And then here's all of the Bowsers together. Now, Bowser has been various different sizes in the games. So, I mean, personally, I think all of these work together and can scale well. Now, here's a comparison with one of the 4-inch Marios, and it's very reminiscent of something like Super Mario 3D World or Super Mario Galaxy 2 or Mario Sunshine. He can hold other characters, but he doesn't really have grip hands, so he doesn't hold them well, but it is still pretty cool that you can do that. And again, this will remind you of those games where you're fighting the huge versions of Bowser, and you can throw Bowser Jr. up there and ride on his shoulder, or I mean, that's really more of a shell. I don't know why I said shoulder. And here's a comparison of Bowser Jr. down there, as well as a bunch of other 4-inch Marios that have been released by Jakk'S. And as you can see, again, it's just so cool to see a Bowser that towers over them in this way. Now, here's some villains thrown into the mix. These are the 4-inch villains. I believe there's also a giant Mario and Yoshi figure that this could scale with as well. I don't own those because to me those look kind of weird. But I do think this Bowser fits well. Now, here is a 2.5-inch Peach and Bowser's hand. And honestly, I really want this to scale with my 2.5-inch stuff. And I think it's perfect. Again, it reminds me of Super Mario Galaxy 2, where he just becomes so huge. I don't know if that's the largest he's ever been. I know there's like the RPG games, but he can't hold. He kind of like have the 2.5-inch like kind of like scale on him a little bit better, like stand on him and stuff. But again, he can't really hold him. And but you can put Kamek up there, as well as probably Bowser Jr. and some other characters. And then here's some more 2.5-inch Mario characters. And again, they just look perfect. And it's so insane having a Bowser this size. Here's some amiibos, just so you can see them together. And then here's some other Jack-specific Nintendo characters, as well as Sonic the Hedgehog, because why not? And yeah, as you can see, they all look great together. And it is insane that all of these characters have appeared in Super Smash Bros. But I guess I don't know if classic Sonic really counts there. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty cool. And I'd absolutely love a Dark Beast Ganon this size. That will never happen, but I would absolutely love it if it did happen. But overall, my final thoughts on this are, I think this is amazing. As for a toy, kids are gonna love this thing. But I think collectors are gonna love this too, because this is the largest Bowser we have ever gotten. And it just knocked out my shoulder. But if you've been a fan, like, I mean, obviously, you know, everybody's a fan. But like, if you play games like Super Mario Galaxy 2, this is going to take you right back to that final boss fight. And it's just insane. That being said, if you don't want to pay the price tag, I don't think that's too bad, because I do think my movie Bowser and my previous game Bowser, both of those I think work pretty well. But yeah, overall, I absolutely love this, and I think they did a great job.